today I'm going to talk about keeping that waist tight. Now, people ask me this question all the time, and hey, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for thinking I have a tight, small waist. That's been my mission for the last 10 years, is to get my waist down back where it genetically should be. Back in my bodybuilding days, I was doing the growth. I messed around with the insulin. I was doing the IGF-1. I was doing whatever the fuck it took to be the biggest motherfucker on this earth. And in the meantime, I ended up with a thicker waistline, which, I have to say has really, really bothered me, because to me it defeats the whole purpose of bodybuilding. There's no point in putting on muscle if your waist is going to grow along with it. That makes no sense. Having that tight waist and that V taper to me is everything. So anyway, here's what I got to say. Vacuums, to me, that's the #1 exercise you can do. Basically, a vacuum is sucking your stomach up under your rib cage and holding it and squeezing as hard as you can. And you're going to feel pain. It's going to hurt. Then you know you're doing it correctly. If you don't feel any pain, you're not doing it right. Turn sideways, look at yourself in the mirror, and I guarantee you, doing that 3 to 4 times a day, do 3 or 4 sets, hold it for 30 seconds, rest 30 seconds, you're going to see results within a couple weeks. You're going to see your waist tighten up. Now, I'm just saying, this exercise does miracles. This is one of the best exercises there is, to be honest with you, because it just gives such good results in such a short amount of time. So that is gold. So give it a try. I guarantee you're going to see results. Now, #2, I'm going to say, is eating too much food. I'm not saying don't eat a lot. You got to eat big to get big. I'm not going back on that word, but what I'm saying is you got to be smart about it. It's better to eat 10 to 12 small meals a day than to eat 4, 5, 6 big, huge meals a day. You don't sit there and eat till you can't breathe and your stomach is out to here. You do that on a regular basis and your stomach's going to stay out to here. It's going to stretch the stomach's going to stay out there. It's going to get used to being out there. Obviously, that makes logical sense just thinking about it. So eating smaller meals throughout the day, which we all know, but when you're obsessed with being big, you just want to eat as much as you can. You're going to get 3 chicken breasts and 3 cups of rice because you want to be big. But you know what? It's better to get 2 chicken breasts, 1 cup of rice, and an hour and a half later, 2 hours, eat that again. So that's my second tip. #3 is overtraining the abs. We all see this happening every day in the gym. There's these guys that go in the gym and they fucking do abs for 2 hours, right? 2 hours abs. Are you kidding me? That's a muscle. It's going to grow. And they're fat. So that's why they're doing 2 hours of abs every day, because they think their abs are going to come out. Well, the fat's hiding them. It's not going to come out. You got to get rid of that fat. We all have abs under that fat. All of us. We all have abs. Pinch your skin on your hand and see how thin the skin is, and then pinch on your waistline. When your skin is the same here as it is here, you're going to have insane abs. But it's all about diet. We don't want to make our waist thicker. That makes no sense. Especially if you're doing a cycle. If you're on steroids, growth hormone, IGF-1, and you're training abs, those muscles, they're going to grow. They're going to grow like any other muscle. Why would you want your stomach to grow? Why would you want your waist thicker? It makes no sense. I'm not saying don't train abs at all, but I'm saying, 10 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week is plenty, plenty. Your abs are trained indirectly with every exercise you do. You're working your abs. So that's tip #3. Now, #4 is, this is something everyone's going to argue. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, deadlifts, T-bar rows, bent over rows. These all thicken the waist. When you're doing heavy weights in these exercises, your core is going to grow. Your waist is going to get thicker. So I'm not saying don't do these exercises, but I'm just saying, you don't need to put 4 plates and sit there and do rows, using your body. You're working your core. Yes, you are. You can put on, 185, maybe 225. I guarantee if I'm standing there with you, watching you do it and showing you how to do it correctly, no motherfucker out there is going to do 4 plates correctly, strict, holding at the top, squeezing that shit, letting it down slow, full stretch, slowly pull it up, no rock. No motherfucker out there can do 4 plates. So Why are you doing 4 plates? All you're doing is fucking up your waistline, fucking up your back, and you ain't growing no muscle. So anyway, I hope all this helps. And again, the waistline to me is the most important thing. It defeats the purpose of bodybuilding or working out if you're gonna make your waist thicker. Back in the 70s and 80s, no bodybuilder had a thick waist. They all had small waists. So, you know, I wish it would go back to that era, but it won't, because the drugs are out of control. And that's the main reason for this problem. But hopefully this helps.
You know, start rewarding the guys that have the small waist, you know, the nice aesthetically pleasing physiques. And I really, really wish we could go in that direction. You know, it'd be great if an average girl was walking through the grocery store, looked at a muscle magazine and said, oh my God, look at this, you know, and picked up the magazine and was like, oh, wow, like impressed with the body on the magazine. That doesn't happen. It's never gonna happen, because the physiques are just ruined from all the drug use. And a lot of people are gonna say, Rich, who the fuck are you to talk about drug use? Well, yeah, I use a lot of drugs. I take steroids, I take a lot of stuff, but I no longer take growth hormone, I no longer take insulin. I took growth hormone for 12 years straight. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't take it or never have. Yeah, I took it for 12 years straight. Every fucking day I took it. Did my stomach grow? Yes. Did I have side effects? Yes. Is my waist as small as it used to be? No. I specifically watched my waist grow in 1 year. From the time I won the California to the time I placed 7th in the USA. I was taking a large amount of growth, doing whatever it takes to win that goddamn show. I didn't give a fuck about anything but winning that $5 trophy. And you know what? If I look at the pictures, in 1 year, my waist grew enormously. And I was not taking insulin. Insulin wasn't even around then. As far as I know, it was in 1999. And yeah, it fucked up my waistline. Now, I've done everything in my fucking power to get my waist back where it needs to be. And a lot of people say, wow, Rich, you got a small waist, you got a flat waist. For your size, you know, it's crazy how small your waist is. And, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy people say that. I'm happy people think that. But my waist is not as small as it should be. It's not as small as it can be. I do vacuums every single day, 3 times a day. And I make sure I don't eat, you know, huge meals at a sitting. There's certain things I do to try to make my waist smaller. It's something I'm very concerned with. And I wish the judges were concerned with it. I wish that we could go back to the 70s and 80s and change this. You know, for me, it's all about those classic small-waisted bodybuilders. That's what bodybuilding's about. And I really wish we could get to the point where the general public, you know, the women are like, oh my God, look at that guy. He's fucking incredible, his body, you know, unbelievable. Well, it's not really happening. Yeah, you know, girls in the industry, yeah, they love bodybuilders, blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about like muscles in, you know, girls like muscle. And physique competitors, perfect fucking body, perfect. You know, a lot of bodybuilders out there will say, oh, this and oh, yeah, you know, because they're fucking jealous, they're envious, because they know these guys have the body that girls look up to. That's what a girl wants. If you generalize, most of the girls in the world, that's the ideal fucking body. Small little waist, fucking ripped abs, full muscles, wide shoulders. That's the perfect physique. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit anything, you know. Most women don't find my body attractive. Yeah, in the bodybuilding world they do. In the bodybuilding world, yeah, I have a lot of fans, you know. But in the real world, a lot of girls will look at me and say, oh, that's gross, you know. And I'm not saying that, in my opinion, the physique competitor has the best physique. But what I'm saying is, if we could find something similar, but maybe a lot bigger version, that's what I'm talking about. Bob Paris, you know, I'm talking about these small-waisted, aesthetically pleasing masterpieces, you know, is the way I see it. You know, these physiques that were just like incredible to look at from every angle. Tiny little waist, tiny little joints, wide shoulders. Anyway, that's just my opinion. of where bodybuilding's going. And I wish we could turn it around and go back to the good old days where it was all about having a small waist.